Good evening, everyone. Before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe if these stories get under your skin, and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and what time it is there. The algorithm loves engagement, and honestly, so do I now. Turn the lights down low because these 5 stories still keep me up when the house gets too quiet. Story 1. The listener in the vents. I was 11, the year we lived in the old cannery apartments in Astoria, Oregon. The building used to process salmon back when the Columbia River still ran silver with fish. By 1996, they'd gutted the place, slapped cheap drywall over brick, and turned it into low-income housing. Our unit was on the 3rd floor, right above the old ice bunker. In winter, the heat barely worked, so Mom kept the vents wide open and prayed. The voice started in November, always around 2 or 3 a.m. Male, almost kind. "Are you warm enough, Mara?" I'd sit bolt upright in bed, heart hammering. The voice came through the floor vent by my mattress. The big rectangular one painted the same sick beige as everything else. I never answered the first few times. Kids hear things. Houses settle. But then one night I whispered back, "I'm cold." The voice answered immediately, like it had been waiting. "Then pull the blanket higher, sweetheart. All the way to your chin." I did, and I slept. The next morning, I told Mom. She laughed, said it was probably Mr. Lindstrom in to be talking in his sleep. The walls were paper thin. But Mr. Lindstrom was 80 and deaf as a post. It kept happening. The voice knew things. When I failed my math quiz, it said, "Don't cry over the red marks. Numbers don't love you back." When Mom started dating that guy from the mill, it whispered, "Smells like cigarettes and someone else's perfume." Every time, gentle, concerned, like a dad I never had. I started talking back, just little things at first. Then whole conversations in the dark. I'd lie with my cheek pressed to the grate so it could hear me better. One February night, the power went out. Rain lashed the windows like thrown gravel. The voice was louder than ever, almost excited. "Mara, do you trust me?" I said yes. "Then open the closet. Reach all the way to the back wall. There's a small panel." My closet smelled like wet cardboard and old fish. I pushed boxes aside and found it. A square of plywood no bigger than a lunch tray, held in place with decayed tape. Fresh fingerprints dimpled the dust on the inside. I didn't open it. I screamed. Mom came running. We called maintenance. 2 guys with flashlights crawled through the ducts for hours. They found nothing. No access from the lower floors, no homeless people, no speakers. Just decades of rust and salmon scales. We moved out in March. Mom said it was for a better job, but I knew. Years later, when I was 24, I went back. The building was condemned, windows boarded. I still had the old key. Mom never threw anything away. I let myself into our unit. The carpet was gone, the walls stripped to brick. The vent grate lay on the floor like a dead mouth. I knelt and spoke into the dark shaft. "Are you still there?" For a long time, nothing. Then, soft as breath, "You came back? Are you warm enough now, Mara?" Story 2. Room 12 at the Tideview Motel. The Tideview Motel sat where Highway 101 kisses the Pacific in Seaview, Washington. Dad called it temporary housing while he waited for mill work in 1999. Mom had left 2 years earlier. So it was just me, Dad, and my little sister Lily in room 12. The phone on the nightstand was ancient rotary dial, cracked cream plastic. It never worked. Dad checked. Every night at 3:17 exactly it rang once. Just one ring, then silence. After a week, I answered. A little boy's voice, trembling. "Is Mommy there?" I told him he had the wrong room. He started crying. "Tell her Ethan's cold." I hung up and unplugged the phone. Next night, it rang again, still unplugged. Dad worked swing shift, so most nights it was just Lily and me. The photos started appearing under the door. Polaroids of us sleeping, taken from the foot of the bed, Lily with her thumb in her mouth. Me with my Walkman headphones on. The flash never woke us. Dad tore the room apart. No holes in the walls, no cameras. He demanded a new unit. The manager, a woman with smoker's teeth, shrugged. Room 12's the only one with 2 beds. One morning, Dad ripped up the carpet to look for wiring. Under the padding was bare concrete and a perfect gray handprint. Child-sized. In the center, someone had scratched Ethan 1963 with a nail. That night, the phone didn't ring. Instead, knocking came from inside the wall between the beds. Slow, patient. Knock, knock, knock. Lily whispered, "He's cold, Jonah. He's really cold." We slept in the truck after that. Dad quit the mill and we left Washington for good. Last year, I looked up the Tide View online. Burned down in 2018. Arson suspected, but no arrests. In the news photo, you can just make out the charred sign. Room 12's window is the only one not boarded wide open, like something finally crawled out. Story 3. The Echo in the Mill Tunnels, Rainier, Oregon. Summer of 2001. The old Weyerhaeuser mill had been closed for years, but the steam tunnels underneath ran for miles. Warm, dry. Perfect for kids with flashlights and too much time, me, Devin, Sarah, and Kyle. We called ourselves the Tunnel Rats. We'd go deeper each time, spray painting our names on the concrete pipes. One afternoon, we heard it. Kyle's voice up ahead, screaming for help. We ran toward it, terrified, and found Kyle walking toward us, confused. He hadn't screamed yet. 10 minutes later, he actually did scream. He de-slipped and sprained his ankle exactly where the echo said he would. It kept happening. Sarah's voice warning about bats seconds before they swarmed. My own voice saying, "Turn." Back right before the tunnel narrowed to a crawl. Then Devin vanished. We heard him shout, "Guys, wait up." From around the next bend, we turned the corner, empty tunnel stretching forever. His flashlight lay in the middle of the floor, still on, spinning slowly. Search parties found nothing. Everyone said he got lost. Died of hypothermia, case closed 20-3 years later. I went back with a film crew for a documentary. We played the old mini DV tape on a big screen. There, 20 minutes before Devin disappeared. You can hear breathing behind the camera. Then a whisper, my adult voice, the one I have now, saying clear as day, "Don't let him go first." He's still down there. Story 4. The Quiet Car on Route 33, Coast Range, Oregon, 1998. Our school bus driver, Mr. Harlan, was new. Never raised his voice, just spoke in this soft rasp that made you lean forward to hear. Kids started noticing the tape, caught things that hadn't happened yet. He kept an old reel-to-reel recorder on the dash, red light, always glowing. Said it was for monitoring road conditions. Tuesday morning, it recorded Riley arguing with her mom about a jacket argument that actually happened Wednesday. Friday, it caught screaming from the back row. Monday, a kid threw up. Then Tessa disappeared. Last drop-off, end of Siasla Road. Bus came back empty. Police listened to that day's tape. 20 minutes before Tessa's stop, you can clearly hear her crying. "Mr. Harlan, please take me home." Driver claimed the machine sometimes picked up CB chatter. Case went cold. Story 5. The room that remembered Longview, Washington. Kelso Elementary is being torn down next spring. I teach 3rd grade there now. Same school I attended as a kid. Last week, I stayed late helping pack. In the basement, I found a door that shouldn't exist, bricked over in the 70s. According to plans, but the mortar was fresh in spots. Like someone kept maintaining the seal, I borrowed a sledge from maintenance. Behind the bricks was a windowless room, maybe 8 by 10. Walls covered in crayon drawings, hundreds of them, curling with age. Every single one showed the school on fire. Flames licking the roof, kids jumping from windows, dates scrawled in the corners. April 17, 1978. April 17th, 1979. All the way to April 17th, 2025. That's 4 months from now. The newest drawing was taped to the far wall. Crayon so fresh, the paper still smelled waxy. It showed me adult me glasses. The scar on my chin, standing in this exact room, holding the drawing. Underneath in red, "Welcome home, Miss Carter. We saved your spot." I took photos, called the principal. The time he arrived, the drawings were gone. Walls bare concrete. But in my phone, one picture remains, the last drawing. If you zoom in on my face in the crayon portrait, my mouth is open, like I'm just starting to scream. Demolition starts in March. I teach in Portable for now. Far from the main building. Sometimes when the kids are at recess, I hear it faint scratching from under the floor, like small fingers trying to draw again. Thanks for watching. If these stories hit too close, you're not alone. Drop your own childhood whisper stories below. I read every single one. And if you wake up tonight and something asks if you're warm enough, don't answer. Sleep tight.